Pringles are one of the most unusual snacks in the world. They don't come in a bag, they don't look like regular potato chips, and they're so perfectly shaped it almost feels like they were designed by engineers instead of chefs. So, how do they actually make them? Let's step inside the factory and find out. The story of every Pringle begins with potatoes, but not in the way you might think. Instead of slicing whole potatoes into thin pieces like ordinary chips, Pringles are made from a special potato-based dough. The potatoes are cooked, dried, and ground into a very fine powder. Imagine turning potatoes into flour. That's basically what happens. This powdered potato is then blended with wheat starch, rice flour, a bit of corn flour, and seasonings. It's like building the ultimate snack recipe in a lab. Next comes water. Once water is added to the mix, it forms a thick, sticky dough that looks more like bread dough than anything you'd ever imagine turning into chips. But this dough is the secret. Because it's smooth and uniform, every single chip will have the exact same taste, texture, and crunch. No random burnt edges, no odd shapes, no disappointments. The dough then goes through a giant rolling machine that flattens it out into thin sheets. Picture an enormous pasta machine rolling out dough, but instead of spaghetti, it's making the foundation of your favorite chips. This sheet is carefully pressed to be exactly the same thickness all the way through. Because Pringles aren't just food, they're precision engineering. Now here's where it starts to get really interesting. That giant sheet of dough is cut into oval-shaped pieces. Each one is identical, like little clones, waiting for their transformation. They don't look like chips yet, more like flat cookies, but they're about to take on the most recognizable shape in snack history. Because before Pringles get their iconic crunch, they need their iconic curve. And that transformation happens in one of the most unusual snack machines you've ever seen. Those flat little dough ovals are now about to become legends. But how? Well, this is where the famous Pringle curve comes to life. The shape even has a fancy name. It's called a hyperbolic paraboloid. Sounds like something from a math class you tried to forget, right? But this weird curve isn't just for looks. It's the secret to why Pringles can stack perfectly on top of each other without crumbling into dust. To create this shape, the factory uses a special conveyor system that places each flat piece of dough into a saddle-like mold. Imagine a roller coaster seat, but instead of people, it's carrying chips. Each mold gently presses the dough into that signature wavy curve, giving every Pringle the exact same structure. This means when you open a can, the chips line up like soldiers, uniform, perfect, and ready for battle against your hunger. Now comes the frying process. Once the dough pieces are shaped, they're dropped into massive vats of sizzling hot oil. But here's the twist. They're not fried like regular chips. Because they're already thin and precisely shaped, they only need about 10 seconds in the oil to get that golden crunch. 10 seconds! That's faster than it takes you to decide which Netflix show to watch. When the chips emerge from the oil, they're crispy, curved, and looking a lot more like the Pringles you know. But we're not done yet. At this stage, they're like blank canvases, waiting for their flavor masterpiece. And trust me, this is where the real magic happens. Before flavoring, though, the chips need to cool down. They ride along long conveyor belts, cooling just enough so that the next stage, seasoning, sticks perfectly. Without this step, your favorite flavors would just slide right off, leaving you with plain, sad potato crisps, and nobody wants that. So what happens next? A wild ride through giant rotating drums, a shower of flavors, and the birth of sour cream and onion, BBQ, and every flavor you've ever fought your friends over. Get ready, because the seasoning process is about to blow your mind. All right, now comes the most mouth-watering part of the Pringles journey, the flavor explosion. Because let's be honest, plain Pringles are good, but nobody dreams about opening a can of unseasoned chips. The magic happens inside giant stainless steel drums that look like industrial washing machines. As the freshly fried chips roll in, the drums start spinning, tossing the Pringles around like a snack tornado. At the same time, special nozzles spray a fine mist of seasoning powder that sticks perfectly to the warm surface of each chip. It's like the chips are being painted with flavor. Sour cream and onion, BBQ, pizza, hot and spicy. Each variety has its own carefully measured formula, So no matter where in the world you buy them, they taste exactly the same. And consistency is everything. That's why each drum is loaded with sensors and precision timers. Too much seasoning, and you'd end up with overpowering, salty chips. Too little, and you'd feel cheated. But thanks to this process, every single Pringle you eat has the same burst of flavor from the first bite to the last crumb. Once the flavoring is locked in, the Pringles need to be inspected. Workers and machines check for broken pieces or irregular shapes. Because here's the deal. Pringles aren't just about taste, they're about presentation. The whole point of the iconic can is that the chips stack neatly, so every broken piece is a threat to perfection. And in the Pringles world, broken chips don't make the cut. Now that the champions of the batch are chosen, they're sent down another conveyor system to be carefully stacked. This step looks hypnotic, like a line of golden tiles falling into perfect formation, one after the other. Within seconds, a neat, tall tower of chips is ready for its next big step, entering the legendary tube. But wait, have you ever wondered why Pringles come in that strange cardboard can instead of a regular bag? Well, the answer is just as clever as the chips themselves. Here's where Pringles break all the rules of the snack world, the packaging. Unlike regular chips that come in flimsy bags filled with air, Pringles are packed into a sturdy tube. And trust me, this design isn't random. It's a stroke of pure snack engineering genius. First, let's talk protection. Regular chip bags are basically fragile balloons. One squeeze and you're left with a bag full of crumbs. But Pringles? They're stacked neatly inside a rigid cardboard can lined with a thin layer of foil. That means no crushing, no random chip explosions, and no sad broken pieces at the bottom. The tube is like a suit of armor for the chips. Second, the shape of the can is just as important as the shape of the chip. Remember that hyperbolic paraboloid curve? Because every chip is identical, they fit together like puzzle pieces, stacking all the way to the top of the tube with almost no wasted space. That means more chips in less packaging, efficient, compact, and oddly satisfying. Now, let's look at how it actually happens inside the factory. The perfectly stacked chips move down the conveyor belt toward an automated loading station. Here, mechanical arms scoop up each tower of chips and slide them with surgical precision into the waiting tubes. It happens so fast you can barely see it. Hundreds of cans filled every single minute. Once the chips are inside, the can gets sealed with a plastic lid on top and a foil freshness seal underneath. That foil layer isn't just for show. It locks in the crunch and keeps out air and moisture, making sure your Pringles taste just as fresh weeks later as the day they were packed. And of course, no can is complete without its label. Colorful, bright designs are wrapped around each tube, showing off the flavor inside. The red can for original, the green can for sour cream and onion, the purple can for Texas BBQ, and on and on. The packaging itself has become so iconic that even if you only saw the silhouette of the can, you'd instantly know it's Pringles. But here's the kicker. What happens after the cans are sealed and labeled is just as fascinating. Because now, these tubes of chips need to make their way from the factory floor to snack shelves all over the world. With the cans sealed, labeled, and looking sharp, the Pringles are now ready for their journey beyond the factory walls. But getting millions of cans of chips from one factory to supermarkets all over the globe isn't as simple as tossing them into a truck. Nope. This part is a full-scale logistical operation. The freshly packed tubes move along massive conveyor belts toward automated boxing machines. Here, robotic arms quickly grab multiple cans at once and place them into sturdy cardboard boxes. Each box is perfectly sized so that the cans fit snugly inside, minimizing movement and preventing damage during transport. Think of it like Pringles, traveling first class, stacked neatly, comfortable, and secure. Once the boxes are filled, they're sealed, labeled, and loaded onto pallets. Those giant wooden platforms that carry stacks of products in warehouses. Forklifts then swoop in, lifting and stacking the pallets like a real-life game of Tetris. From there, the pallets are moved into huge storage areas, ready to be shipped around the country, or even the world. And here's something you might not know. Pringles aren't just made in one place. There are specialized factories in different countries, each producing millions of cans every single day. That means the Pringles you buy in London, New York, or Tokyo all come from carefully coordinated supply chains that keep snack fans everywhere satisfied. The efficiency of this process is mind-blowing. Every step from frying to flavoring to packing is timed down to the second. Machines are constantly monitored to make sure production never stops. Because, let's be honest, running out of Pringles would be a global crisis. And here's the best part. Even after all this automation, humans are still in the loop. Workers double-check labels, inspect boxes, and make sure everything meets the gold standard before leaving the factory. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about chips. It's about trust. When you grab a can of Pringles, you expect the same taste and crunch every single time, no matter where you are. But even after they leave the factory, the story of Pringles doesn't end. Because once that can lands in your hands, something special happens. And it's not just about eating chips. So the cans are shipped, stocked, and sitting on the shelves of your local store, waiting for you to notice that tall, colorful tower. But here's the thing. Pringles aren't just chips anymore. They've become a global icon. The moment you hear that pop when you open the seal, you know you're about to enter snack heaven. And that iconic tube? It's not just practical, it's part of the experience. Sliding your hand into the can, trying to grab a perfectly stacked chip, maybe struggling when you reach the bottom. It's all part of the ritual that makes Pringles different from every other snack. It's not just food, it's culture. From the powdered potato mix, to the dough, to the hyperbolic paraboloid shape, to the perfect frying, the flavor drums, the precise stacking, and finally the legendary tube. Every single step is designed with one goal, making sure you get the same crunch, the same flavor, and the same satisfaction every single time. And that's why Pringles have stayed so popular for decades. They aren't just engineered for taste, they're engineered for perfection. It's the combination of food science, smart design, and just a little bit of genius that makes them one of the most unique snacks in the world. So next time you pop open a can, remember, you're not just eating chips. You're eating the result of one of the most fascinating manufacturing processes in the food industry. And honestly, that makes every bite taste even better. Because Pringles aren't just a snack, they're a crunchy piece of engineering disguised as food. And that's the secret world behind every can of Pringles. If you love this peek inside the factory, don't forget to like, comment your favorite flavor, and subscribe for more awesome food stories. See you in the next one.